So today I'm at the Stonefall Cemetery in Harrogate, which has a bit of a connection to Bradford. And in the last few days it's been raining and the ground is pretty damp, but it's an absolutely gorgeous place. And across there we have Andrew, and we'll take you around.
We're here on a nice frosty morning to show you something a little bit special. Now, we are outside of Bradford for a change, and there is a reason for that, and we will get to that shortly. But we're at Stonefall Cemetery, which is in Harrogate. It's quite a unique cemetery in here, which commemorates the fallen from sort of the Second World War. There are First World War in here as well, dotted around the cemetery, but this is about as close as you're going to get to maybe travelling to France to see the big cemeteries, and it's in our backyard of Yorkshire, and there is a Bradford connection. It's mind-blowing to think,
Yeah.
you know, these are all war heroes. Some have obviously died in action, of the others that have had illnesses, that died at home. There's a bit of all sorts, and also from all over the world. You've got Royal Air Force, but you've also got New Zealand, Australia, and 2/3 are Canadian, and these are mainly bomber crew.
Right.
So we're talking about pilots right through to air gunners,
Right.
aircraft that have probably come down in the area because of all the air bases that we had in Yorkshire during the Second World War.
Right. As you can see, it extends right across there, the military section anyway.
Yeah, that's
but we're
right.
heading down there,
We're going to nip down to this corner because there's a bit of a Bradford link, but obviously as we walk down there you'll get to see a little bit more of it's just incredible the amount of personnel that are here, and it's such a fitting tribute.
Yeah.
You feel like it's all comrades together. I know that we did a film of 𝗕𝗿𝗱𝗀𝗀 Cemetery in Bradford a while back, and you find that all the war graves there are all over the place. There's hundreds of them.
Yeah.
But it's due to the fact that they died in the local hospital and never made it home, and that's what's happened here. A lot of these died whilst in Harrogate Hospital,
Right.
and just never made it back home. So it's got the Royal Air Force wording across there.
I won't even attempt to pronounce
No,
that.
no, it's yeah, exactly. Now I'm hoping, yes, so just carefully across here. So now we've got our Bradford connection, which is really unusual. So what we've done is, this is the map off the Commonwealth War Graves site, and we've come in at the main gate, come all the way down here, and we've just walked through there to show you the entire cemetery. Okay, this is the bottom corner where we stood, and I don't know if, let's get up close. This one here, buried in Wesleyan Reformed Chapel Yard in 𝗕𝗏𝘁.
Right, okay.
So Mr. 𝗕𝗏𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, well, I did a little bit of research, and this commemorates this gentleman, but apparently he's still buried in 𝗕𝗏𝘁.
Right, I see what you mean.
Now, I don't know. Well, we looked at the Commonwealth War Graves, and it says Frank Ingham. Okay, Northumberland Fusiliers, and he died in 1916, aged 19.
Yep, that's what it says on the stone there, yeah.
Now, son of Fred and Clara Ingham, Parkinson Road, 𝗕𝗏𝘁, and at the end it says alternative commemoration, buried in 𝗕𝗏𝘁.
Ah, I see.
Now, that would suggest that he's not here, he's still buried in 𝗕𝗏𝘁.
Yeah.
But why has he got a headstone all the way in Harrogate when actually, why wasn't something put up in one of the Bradford cemeteries? See, again, going through the Commonwealth War Graves sites, you can find all sorts, but there he is. And it says there about special memorial in Harrogate Stonefall Cemetery. So for some reason he's been commemorated here. Now the only thing we can think of is that the cemetery in 𝗕𝗿𝗁𝗀𝗳𝗀 is actually in a sort of disrepair state. So if they can't maintain it, this is somewhere for the family to come and obviously see his headstone.
Right, yeah.
If you can't access it properly. But you can see there that this was put up in 1986. Sorry, no, 1989.
Yeah.
Buried in the Reformed Chapel Yard, 𝗕𝗿𝗁𝗀𝗀.
Interesting. Have you come across this scenario before?
This is fairly unique, but then the two chaps buried next door to him aren't actually buried here either. And if you look, it says buried in the Wesley Place Methodist Churchyard at 𝗲𝗲𝘁𝗲𝗀.
𝗲𝗲𝘁𝗲, right.
So we've got a 𝗕𝗲𝗁𝗁𝗀𝗀 in the Army Service Corps 1917 and an F. Wainwright King's Own Yorkshire Light Infantry in 1919. Now, the reason I know they're still buried there is because when you go on the Commonwealth War grave site, there's actually photographs of their headstones.
Oh, this is at 𝗲𝗲𝗁𝗁𝗀.
Yeah. So Mr. Wainwright and Mr. Halstead. Now again, that cemetery is a little bit beaten and battered, if I remember rightly. And I'm wondering again if it's just a place to commemorate.
Right.
But why so far away from
Yeah.
Bradford itself?
Interesting.
So it's a bit of an anomaly.
No, it's gives a bit of an excuse to get out of here. It's the first time I've come to the cemetery. It's fascinating.
Well, this cemetery, the first time I came, it's quite an emotional roller coaster, really.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've noticed we walked through, it's a massive cemetery. That's a total different section across there.
Yeah.
And this is a military section on its
There
own.
are some more further at the back of the cemetery behind the crematorium, but this is what we call the bulk of it, really.
There's also a pet cemetery as well.
There is a pet cemetery when you come in, yes there is. When you look at the emblems, okay, so we've got the one on the end there, which is the Australian Air Force, Royal Australian Air Force.
Let's get close up. Yeah.
And such a long way from home, because at the bottom it says about from Brisbane, Queensland.
Right.
Never made it back for whatever reason. It could have been a crashed aircraft or just illness or an accident whilst serving here. We've got, there we go, Canadian, Royal Canadian, an air gunner. So like people that are buried in all over Europe, these are people that never made it back from the UK to their home.
Right. If you go to this middle stone here, see what's
We can, yeah. So when we have the armistice celebrations, or
yeah,
you know, they have parades here.
Which is just round the corner as well.
So we have local, different representatives from different military organisations come and do parades and a ceremony. Tend to get quite a few, I think, the local American bases and things like that.
Yeah.
They come here to represent the countries.
So we're a bit in the shade here.
I think what hits you is the amount.
Yeah.
And I suppose that's what you get when you go abroad.
Yeah.
I have never been to one of the war cemeteries out there,
Yeah.
and they're actually bigger than this. But again, if you want to experience what it's like,
Yeah.
this is as near as you're going to get, and
Yeah.
it's on his doorstep.
Well, you sent me some photographs a few weeks ago, and I thought, wow. But again, photographs don't really do any justice.
No.
You've got to be here.
No, it almost like an aerial shot, just to show you the expanse. I mean, you see, I know what's going on at the moment in the world. We have
Oh,
Jewish, from the Royal Canadian Air Force. All brothers fighting together. But it really does put it into perspective when you see it like this.
look at the leaves on the floor.
And again, it's another representation of the fallen, isn't it? When you see it like this.
So who looks after this area then?
So it's the Commonwealth War Graves.
Right. Well, if you didn't mention Harrogate, you wouldn't realise where you are.
No, exactly. You could say you're in somewhere in France or
Yeah.
something. The way it looks today, especially with the autumn colours. I mean, it really is quite stunning. I mean, you stand in the middle there and look down. It's just wow, isn't it? One thing we were concerned about when we came here was, would we have a Bradford connection to come here for?
Yeah.
And we were very lucky to find that mystery that we've already spoke about. And yeah, if anybody knows why we have empty graves from Bradford in Harrogate, I'm sure we'll be all interested
Yeah.
to find out. Right, so what we've done now is we've come to the other part of the cemetery, because there are war graves sort of behind the crematorium. So we've seen all the RAF and flying types down there. So we've come from here round the back, and you can see there it says group of graves, and if you just pan round you can see there's another line. But as we go down here, we've got now that's an interesting one. We have, is that Arabic? I'm just looking as well, I don't know if you've spotted the crest, but it has 𝗲𝗲𝗁𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗂, which is the Bradford. So this is a commemorative plaque for people who were cremated, so not out there. All different from different parts of the world. And in the vault over here, there's the cemetery's register.
Oh, right.
So if you're looking for somebody specific, the book is in there for people to do research. Maybe looking for a family member.
Also a pen.
Yeah, I think there's a visitor's book as well, yeah.
That's good, that's quite handy.
A nice touch, isn't it?
Yeah, I have seen something like that on different films as well, different videos. Yeah.
Yeah. Some people have come a long way to find somebody from, I don't know, New Zealand.
Yeah.
And there you go, you know, you've got a good chance of finding them. And what an amazing view behind you.
Thanks very much, Andrew, for that little tour. Quite touching, actually, very, very eerie. But we are approaching Remembrance Day,
Yeah.
and
So-
it's only right to film something like this.
It is. I know it's a bit of a loose Bradford connection, but sometimes it's not all just about Bradford.
No.
But yeah, the headstones that we have found connected with Bradford are a whole new mystery that needs solving.